Now I can see Mark's fairings drying up beautifully in the back. And it's supposed to rain in about 2 hours, so we're going to get Mach Schnell and get this, hopefully get some white paint on this today. I always like to if possible, let the primer dry overnight. And then look for any flaws that might be in here, still fix them before I put the white paint, because the white pearl is really a critical thing on this. Now I like to start every day off on a positive note. Something funny, something that gives me a good laugh. Here's something pretty funny. I told Miles yesterday, he was here of course every day, and he was riding his bicycle, and I said, put it in the garage. Look at what he did. He added to my motorcycle collection. How cool is that? He's taken his place. That's really neat. He read us the classic book last night. I can't remember. He reads pretty good now. Green Eggs and Ham. And then we cleaned up the place. And look at this. I think that is so cute. He just puts the bicycle thing right at the end. He's got his own parking spot. And now I got to keep my R1 out where it can get damaged and bent and broken. Oh. Anyway, let's get started on Mark's parts. Well, you can tell when the water warms up, the fish are hungry in the morning. Come on, boys, I'm hungry too. Let's go have coffee and get started on Mark's parts. Then every morning, Karen and I come out to the garden and we do what we call the perp walk. We walk through our garden. Something we share with all our friends. See how our flowers are growing. See how our pond is doing. How our fish are doing. And then, of course, the biggest thing, let's get to work. I wanted to just take, before I go, each one of the parts, just do a very light sanding on the primer, because if I do see any high spots, or any bad spots, or I have an edge that isn't just right, I can address it right now. And then we are going to be ready for what I hope is going to be a beat the rain day here. Get these parts in white. Now whenever I look at this, if I do see a bad spot, right now I can fix it real easily. Once it's pearl white, I've got to repaint that whole part with the two parts, the base white and the pearl white. So to get it perfect at this point before I do any of the white, very, very important. It only takes just a few swipes with the 400 sandpaper. And actually, we're going to get out there and try to beat that rain. Now, what was good about this job, when we started this, Mark bought brand new spray guns. So we've never had anything but Mark's paint in this gun. So probably a real good chance it's gonna match real well. There's a base coat. Usually this needs about 3 coats of base and then 3 coats of pearl. Now, the one thing I never want to do with these kind of parts is try to put all the paint on in one shot. I want to get it on just about a medium coat. Put this out in the garage to dry 20 minutes to an hour. Second coat, I want to build up the coats, letting each one dry out, because at the end of the white, assuming it doesn't rain, we'll have 6 coats of paint. I don't want to put 6 on within 20 minutes. It doesn't let the paint outgas. And I always try to start with the smallest part first. You're probably saying, does he ever drop the part? Yes. Here we have. A little too rickety up there. Okay, first coat. Again, I don't try to get it on all in one coat. We'll see how our parts are drying up. Oh yeah. We're going to be ready for the white pearl top coats, assuming it's, but you never know with this weather, assuming it's not going to rain. But you never do know if it's going to rain. It's getting cloudier by the minute, so we're kind of putting the mock Chanel on this. I'd like to at least get the white on, if not the pearl. But I'd love to get the pearl on anyway. So far the rain has not come yet, but we're always playing this game. It's like the $64,000 question, can you beat the rain? And sometime the rain wins. We don't pitch any no-hitters here, that's a big deal. So it looks like what we're going to get is we're going to get all of the base coat on here. And I'm hoping, since we already have the pearl paint, it's mixed and it's in the gun, that'll save a little time. But each coat, it's always better if each coat outgasses and dries. It never seems like it's in your favor to rush things along. Now all that body work that's buried under there, it looks like that's going to be fine. Alright, now we have the big wait as we wait out the weather to see if we're going to be able to get the pearl top coats on this. Everything's got plenty of base coat. We're about 10 minutes away. Time for a cup of coffee. Get back here and get that pearl on. Okay, it's time to turn our the base white into, and again, we've had a dedicated gun, never had any paint other than the pearl in here, so that you would think this might be a perfect match. Now again, this takes 3 coats. You're not going to see the pearl. The pearl is really invisible in this until the sun hits it. 3 coats, 20 minutes apart. Now I know you can't really see the pearl in this because the sun isn't shining, but as soon as the sun is shining, you'll see that very quickly. Now as I'm looking at the parts, I'm sitting here and I'm looking for how long before it's going to stop raining, whatever. But one of those, and I'm hoping there's going to be more than one of those military helicopters that the rotors go forward after it takes off vertically, just flew over my house. Of course, I was in the garage putting parts away, but you can't miss the sound. Actually, it was pretty neat seeing that helicopter, flagpole and helicopter. That was pretty cool. The Osprey. That was really neat. Made my painting day complete. Well, if we get another hour with this weather, we'll have the paint on. No guarantee of that, though. And I have even been in times like this where right now it would just come out of nowhere to rain. And I'd be dead in the water. But it does look like hard underneath the paint. Which means if there was a scoreboard, the score would be weather 0, windy 1. Oh, but it's not always that way. So now all this stuff has to go sit in the garage overnight to dry. The next step on this is going to be for Mark to come over and put the decals on. He likes to put his own decals on. He's a decal meister, so we'll let him do that step, and then of course get the clear coat and get the stripe painted on it. I don't know if this one gets a stripe, one gets a stripe. It's a complicated job. This is one of the most complicated jobs we've done in a long time. You know, I always like to, at the end of every session, come in here and see that everything's drying up. Does not look like we have any issues that are going to be terrible on that. This one looks okay. Seat. So it looks like the next step on this is we're going to have to get Mark over here and do the decals. I can put the stripe on the seat, but anyway, that's the end of this session. Thanks a lot for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll pick this up in a few days. And we beat the rain. Wow.